So the question is this: how do thought leaders, school dropouts, former and current students find out what's next after they do or don't cross that stage? If you want to know the secrets to starting the career or business of your dreams, getting paid whatever you desire, and discovering what you do the best with the least amount of effort, then this is the right podcast for you. I'm Shawn Anthony, and this is School's Over. Now what? The podcast. You know what's so crazy? When I started this podcast, I had no idea what it would become. I thought, at the very beginning stages, I'll just interview a bunch of my cool friends. Then crazy things started to happen. I started to link with guys in episode 7, like Ryan Serhant, which changed the game for me. In fact, it got so popular and was so mentioned on so many different levels. People started talking about it all over his YouTube channel, his vlog, and they were asking, who is that person you're talking to? Who's that person that's inspiring you to come up with these crazy thoughts? And it just boomed. So I commented on that particular YouTube. He pinned a tweet. I woke up the next day and I had so many new downloads. And that's when I knew. That's when I knew in that given moment, at that given time, that something was different about this show. To have episode 7 and quickly capture such a public figure, I knew there had to be more people who would want to hop on this show because of the concept. The concept was crazy. The name was crazy. I never really thought about it, but the name itself in general, it came to me because look at my background and everything I was doing before the podcast. I was a party promoter. You guys know what party promoters do? They come up with themes. They come up with names. And I came up with a name that would have been a crazy party. School's over. Now what? And that became more than just a name. It became a mission. It became a movement. So from episode 7 with Ryan Serhant, we went on and said, you know what? I think athletes want to hop on this show. When after Mikey Taylor was a professional skateboarder. And then I said, you know what? I think athletes and also actors want to be on this show. I think TV personalities want to be on this show. I think PR, media. I mean, the list goes on and on until we just kept going. And when we kept going, it started to create something different. It started to gain the attention of people that was just shocked I was joining the space. And what was so cool for me at the time is that everybody kept tagging me. They kept tagging me with this guy by the name of Ed Milet. And I had heard of Ed Milet because I had drama on the show. So guys, this goes way back. I had Chris Drama Path on the show within the first few months. And I think it was literally 3 episodes after Ryan Serhant. And Drama's told me about this guy who looked really, really buff. But when he got on his show, it was crazy. And I should get that guy on my show. And when everyone kept tagging us, it was the perfect opportunity. And I reshared it. And I said, look, if you see this, you watching this will be a crazy collab. Let me tell you about how the stars align. Literally, after I reshared an Instagram story from somebody else that was just following me, Ed Milet slid in my DM. And he said, you know what? Let's do it. Let's make it happen. I think we can really do this. And I ain't gonna lie, man. I thought, this is bogus. This can't be real. But something always told me when you get a message like that or when you feel like things aren't aligning for you, you should reach for them. You should go for them. And so I said, let's do it. And I sent him a message back. He sent me his people. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna fly. And at that particular time, guys, I had never even been to the West Coast. You're talking to a kid right now from Rocky Mount, North Carolina, small town, 252. We have heard about it, but we never been there. I knew whatever it took, I was going to fly to the opposite side of the country to LA. And I knew I wanted to sit down and do this interview. I seen this guy interview icons, presidential candidates. I mean, you name it. I mean, he's very plugged in, and I knew what that would do for branding purposes. And we were only 6 months into the podcast game. And I think what's so crazy is that I took that leap. I took that chance, and I didn't have a camera crew. I didn't have all the things you see Gary Vee running with, or the things you see, a lot of these influencers running with lots of people on their team. It was just me and my homeboy who I had met, Daryl Bellamy, who I've had on the show before in the past. I said, look, yo, you want to fly to LA? Just check out a couple of things and do this interview with me. And we took our cameras that we had a Canon M50. Not nothing that's like thousands of dollars. I literally got on YouTube and I asked myself, what is a good camera that doesn't cost a lot of money that I should invest in to get this job done? And everyone was telling me on YouTube it was the Canon M50. So if you're listening to this right now, you're trying to figure out what you should do next, dude, go to YouTube University. Just type it in. You don't have to find you some guru. Everything you need to know is right there on the net. If it ain't YouTube, it's Google. So I took a Canon M50. I took a GoPro, and I hopped on a flight. Hopped on a flight to LA, and the footage we caught was just enough. Sometimes in life, you don't need all this extra. You don't need all these extra glitz and glamour, and you don't need to have all the sprinkles and all the flashes. Sometimes all you need is just enough. We caught an image of us together. We caught video of us together. We did a live, in person, built a relationship, did a podcast. And for me, that was only episode 42. So if you go back to, episode 1 through 6, where I was just, telling people what I was going to do. And then episode, 6, interviewing, local cool people, to jump into episode 7 to Ryan Serhant, to a domino effect happening. And so now episode 42, and I'm starting to travel, and I'm starting to meet people. I'm starting, and then Ed Milet put a lot of excitement into me to keep traveling. So we traveled to the Grant Cardone. We traveled to David Metzler. And we were just moving. And sometimes that's all people need to see, is you being consistent and you moving. And all those people who was just, thinking, maybe you're okay. Maybe you all right. Or maybe that might be that person's dream, but it looks like a hobby. After, being consistent and continuously moving, you're going to see some crazy things happen. You're going to see people who were doubters start to become believers. And that was just crazy for me. It was just crazy because that's what was happening. And we were getting introduced to more and more people. We began to get notoriety. We began to get featured in articles like Thrive, Global, Yahoo Finance. There's so many. And I know there's many more. And we haven't even reached year number 2 yet. Guys, I think the 2-year anniversary of the show, I don't think I know. The 2-year anniversary of the show will be in June. Right now, people are at home quarantined. Dude, if you don't get nothing from this episode, you better start something today. Something that you've been procrastinating on, something that you've been waiting on, something that you just, you just say, you know what? I don't know if I could do it. Dude, you better figure it out right now. This is the time to do it. And I think after 100 episodes, everything I'm telling you, I want you to grasp that from me. I can easily be on, the 100th episode right now with another big, celebrity, athlete, guest, entertainer. But I'm not, because I will be doing you guys so wrong if I didn't tell you what starting this podcast has done for me. It's elevated my branding to the point where now I'm elevating other people's brands. I started the Now What Academy, and within this time, where I've been able to impact entrepreneurs, business-minded individuals across the globe, helping them build their brands. You know what branding comes down to? Branding comes down to 4 words: the act of differentiation. How are you going to look different? How are you going to be different? You know, when I really sit back and think about the amazing people who've shared their inspiring stories on this platform, you know what I think attracted them to me? Is the fact that I was a black man out here trying to shift the culture and change the perspective of how people view life after education. That's what was different. There's something different in you. There's something different in what you have that you can create, that you can go put out to this world, that nobody else can do it but you. Don't look at something right now and say, you know what? There's over 700,000 podcasts, or you know what? There's over a gazillion people who make t-shirts and throw logos on it. There's a lot of people in real estate, or don't go looking at that, comparing yourself to that. Because there's only one you. They haven't seen you yet. That's what I want you to grasp. I want you to grasp these valuable lessons, these valuable things, and I want you to apply it right now. Because if there was ever a year of silence, of development, of really figuring out what you got and really figuring out what you can do with it and really mastering who you are, 2020 is the year. 2020 is the year you sit in silence. 2020 is the year where everything stopped. Everything, businesses, everything stopped. You can't play the comparison game when nobody can move. The ground has been leveled. The time is now. This is your moment. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you enjoyed my rant on just talking about the many things I've learned from doing over 100 of these. And I hope you realize what's next for you. For those of you that have been rocking with me, get ready for some amazing things. 100 in, we're not even 2 years in. We're nowhere near the beginning of this thing. Nothing is unattainable for you. Nothing's unattainable for us. And together, guys, we're going to continue to do some amazing things. Always remember, dream it, believe it, go out and get it. Yo, what you think? I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I want to know what you learned. So if you wouldn't mind, would you take a screenshot of you listening to the podcast on your phone right now? Upload to your Instagram stories, tag me at Shawn R. Anthony _, and then let me know in that Instagram story what is one thing that you learned. I love hearing from you, my listeners, thought leaders, former or current students all around the world. Let me know. And while you're doing this, go inside the podcast app, subscribe, leave a 5-star review and a 5-star rating. Again, this helps us reach more people. And if you want to be a part of this mission, helping us change the world one person at a time, it makes a massive difference by you leaving a review. Thanks so much. I'll see you next week. And remember, dream it, believe it, go out and get it.